Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to the greatest channel on YouTube that is playing at this moment. This one, at least that I'm aware of. I don't know. Could be something different. I don't know. I told Junk Wax Genius my channel doesn't matter, but he's never been on my channel, so maybe one of these days. I don't know. I support a lot of these YouTubers out there. They don't come on my channel. I'm disappointed. So I don't know. Maybe one of these days. But we ain't fretting it. So we'll wait till the millions and millions of the fans pop onto the chat, and no, we will definitely see what is what and who is who. And whoopsie, forgot the television. That's okay. It's quite okay. You didn't hear nothing anyway. Because nobody's here to hear it, but that's all right. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe somebody will pop in tonight. Maybe they won't. It's all good. Hey, if this fails, maybe I'll do a Twitch stream. I'll be a two-time failure tonight. Ain't really nothing on the television. There we go. Can't go wrong with the Three Stooges. Certainly. I've seen them all, but you know what? That's right. That is so true. I was saying that in Stoney's stream yesterday. I said it today. Stoney doesn't like me on Twitch because he's a Vikings fan. I go, the Vikings suck ass. And I don't even know why, but they do. You know, they ain't even our rival. But yeah, hell with that. They got old man Justin Jefferson. What the hell? I'm very disappointed. I'm telling you, the Saints need to sign all LSU players. We'll never lose a game. But apparently all these Vikings are, I don't know. Somebody told me the Vikings signed a bunch of players recently. I could care less because I'm not a Vikings fan. I don't pay attention to the Vikings. But you know, I was told by a Vikings fan that the Vikings are better than the Saints, and right then and there, nope. Would they give their coach an extension? They got rid of their quarterback. They sent them to Seattle. Jay, what's going on? Appreciate it. I'm trying to see what is what and who is who. But yeah, I just got off a Tiger Jet stream. Just don't even. Coach of the year, they gave it to the Vikings coach. Well, of course they were. They were never going to give it to the Lions because y'all did good last year. If y'all would have sucked last year and then made it to the Super Bowl, they would have gave it to you. But the Vikings sucked last year, and then somehow I don't know, they did something this year. Well, I guess Elvis's team can do something. I don't know what. Next year it's going to be Kellen Moore, comeback coach of the year. So I like what Kellen Moore's been doing with the Saints. See, I've been saying this all along. Keep signing LSU players. We will never lose another ball game. What is Kellen Moore doing? He's signing all the LSU players. I'm telling you. But them NFL awards are rigged as shit. Everybody knows it. They are rigged as hell. I'm telling you, it doesn't. No, what does a goddamn trophy mean? I mean, other than like you did it. It doesn't mean much. I mean, shit. But let them. The Lions could have won the Super Bowl and they still would have gave it to the Vikings coach. I mean, they're not going to change that. So they will never change that. I mean, Kellen Moore could win the Super Bowl next year with the Saints, and they're not going to give him a goddamn trophy. They're just not. But I'm pretty sure this is the last year, or second to last year, of the Roger Goodell bullshit career tour. Hopefully he's gone by next year. Shit. The Saints, for the first day, two didn't do nothing. Then the second day they started signing. They re-signed a bunch of their former players that we cut 2 years ago, which we should have never cut in the first place because our previous coach didn't like them. I mean, we got Will Clapp back, go LSU. We traded for Gaccio from the Patriots, go LSU. We signed Justin Reed from the Chiefs, go LSU. We signed somebody else from the Chiefs today. So another safety from the Chiefs. We've been signing a lot of Chiefs players. We might as well go get Patrick Mahomes. Why the hell not? And then we signed a couple of Eagles backups, which obviously we were going to do because, the guy come from the Eagles. But, y'all signed somebody. I don't know. I'd seen it, but the first thing we did is get rid of Jamal Williams, which I was applauding that 100% because he didn't do shit for us. He was injured. Maybe he can go back to the Lions and do something for y'all. I don't know. He didn't do shit for us. And then he talked shit about the Saints all fucking year. And I'm like, dude, you're not doing anything. How long does it take to recover from a hamstring? The dude missed 12 weeks from a fucking hamstring. I'm like, come on now. It's insane. We lost Paulson Adebo to the Giants. I thought he was going to come back strong. He was 24-year-old cornerback. We lost him. We lost two other starters, but we gave a lot of money to our backup tight end, which I don't understand that logic, but other than that, I don't understand that logic. But and we restructured a bunch of deals, so we actually got like $40 million for next year over the cap. Right now we're 17.5 million under the cap. Next year we're 40 million under the cap. So we re-signed a lot of players. I don't know. Everybody wants us to take that Dion's kid. I'm like, we don't need it. We're not going to sign another shitty quarterback. We already got one. We're not going to sign another one. I think we need a cornerback. Or, actually, we need a wide receiver because we ain't got no wide receivers worth of shit. So, I mean, we signed that dude from the Panthers, Velus Jones, whoever the hell he is, and they re-signed Pettis, which, all right, but the Lions. Who do the Lions really have to sign though? They're stacked at every position. I mean, all they really should sign is backup players. I mean, y'all got a core team still you got a core team. So why would you go out and spend money? You got every position kind of. Y'all just need backup players in case the starters get hurt. And then you plug it in there and voila. Yeah, our entire team was injured and we didn't do shit. I keep telling them we need to get rid of the damn turf. The fucking tire turf. I call it tire turf. I don't know what the hell it is in the dome. But we need to get rid of that El Pronto. And let's see. I know the Saints are going to sign a few other players. They have to. But I'm going to be pissed if we draft a quarterback. I mean, I know we need another quarterback, but no, we're stuck with Carr. You know the best part about it is we want to trade him, and he's got a no-trade clause, so he don't want to leave. He's just like, nah, I'm good. And that some bitch don't want to. He don't want to take a pay cut either. The Saints actually going to take a pay cut? Nope. That's why we got him in the first place. The Raiders wanted him to take a pay cut a few years ago, and he said no. The Raiders cut him. But if we would cut him, we would lose $39 million. So, you know, and then they're saying the Saints still may trade him, even though he's got a no-trade clause, but he's got to approve it. So, well, you know, the Bears are making a lot of moves because the Bears want to start winning again because their fan base is going to kill them. Honestly, the Bears could have kept Raining Game 707 in the building. Appreciates popping up. I got to start playing games again on like Twitch, and sometimes I do it on YouTube. I gotta get back into the Mike Tyson groove. Yeah, I know. One of these days I'm gonna kick his ass. You know, I came close last year a few times. I almost TK'd his ass. I practiced for a long time and then I stopped. The Titans. Hey, do we play the Titans this year? I don't know. I don't know if we play them or not, but we played the Titans last year. The year before, I think it was. And we beat them by 1 point. That's when both teams were crap. But there's a Lions fan on this chat site I go to, and she's like, I can't believe my Lions lost. We'll get them next year. And I went, honey, there's only one thing you're going to get next year, and that ain't going to be a title. And she's like, you think so? And I said, well, you think so? She goes, you think so? And I said, well, of course I think so. I said, y'all make playoffs again. Then y'all going to run into a superior team. I ain't saying who, but at least we know the Falcons are going to suck again. Yeah, I know. So, long as the Falcons suck, I'm good. I mean, we can win the NFC South. We can. The Panthers suck, the Falcons suck, and the Bucks pretty much suck. They just get lucky. The NFL gives them, you know, towards the end of the year, the NFL gives the Bucks the easy teams to beat. That's why they won a division the last 2 or 3 years. Because we got to play the good teams at the end. They got to play the shitty teams. How fair is that? They got to play Carolina 2 out of the last 3 weeks in the season. Shit, we already beat them twice in the first 2 weeks of the season. Or whatever. Unfortunately, we have to keep Carr. Yeah, Carr cost $39 million. We got to keep this idiot. He's got a no-trade clause. We're stuck with the moron. He wouldn't take a pay cut. That's why the Raiders got rid of him. He won't take a pay cut. He restructured his contract because it's in his – every NFL player has that clause in their contract. They have to restructure. Well, they don't have to, but, you know, it's easy to do it. But, yeah, we're stuck with – they say they might still trade him, but if they trade him, he's got to approve the trade, and we get hit with a $39 million cap. See, this son of a bitch thank God he passed his physical. He had to pass the physical by March 4th, or the Saints would have got hit with a $30 million extra cap hit. Not only that, he would have got a $30 million bonus if he failed the physical. I don't know how the hell that was possible. That was written into his contract. I don't know. Saints must have been drunk. Dennis Allen must have been off his ass when he put that in his contract. I think that's why Carr got hurt in the last couple of weeks of the season, because he knew if he didn't pass a physical, he was getting a $30 million bonus. So and that would have hit a $30 million cap hit. So, yeah, I think we're stuck with Carr for the next 2 seasons. However, we have a good coach now, and I like the coaching staff. We needed to get away from the Sean Payton era. Now, of course, we still got a bunch of Sean Payton players, which, you know, Kamara is still good. Taysom, Although I hope they don't get rid of Taysom. You know, Taysom's got a big contract, and he's pushing 34. I hope they don't get rid of his ass. They haven't restructured him yet. He's one of the last that'll probably get restructured. Taysom has two different contracts. He gets paid more if he's a tight end, but he's got two contracts. He's got one for quarterback, one for tight end, depending on what position is. He actually gets paid more for a tight end. I think they give him like $14 million for a tight end. He only gets like $10 million for quarterback. But he got hurt at the end of last year. He actually got hurt in the middle of last year. But we got Cam Jordan back, and Cam Jordan plays 3 more games for the Saints. He will have played the most games in franchise history. Drew Brees is at 226. I think Brees is at 226, and I think Cam Jordan's at 224. I think it is. But 3 more games, and Cam Jordan has the most games played for the Saints in history. So Cam comes back for his 15th season. But I like the people we re-signed. We re-signed Will Clapp, and we re-signed Isaac Yiadom, who he was so with us. Some of the Saints fans didn't like him. I thought he had talent, but there were times where he gave up plays. We got a 7th round comp pick from that. The NFL tried to screw us on the comp pick, and then they messed up. And they said, no, Saints get a comp pick, 7th round comp pick. I mean, we lost 2 starters. We lost Paulson Adebo to the Giants and Will Harris to the Commanders. And then someone else we lost, but I don't remember the other thing. So we lost 3 starters. Hell, I'll tell you this though. We lost. Peyton Turner went to the Cowboys, and Scantling, MVS, went to the Seahawks. Funny enough, everybody's calling us the New Orleans Chiefs. You might as well call them Seattle Saints. I'll tell you this. Seattle took Kubiak, offensive coordinator. They took 4 of our head coaches and 5 of our players. The last time this happened, where a mass exodus left and went to another team, is when the Lions took Dan Campbell from the Saints and Aaron Glenn and all the coaches, and they took all the players. Then they started to become pretty good. So I'm not saying Seattle's a bad team, but Kubiak couldn't do shit with the Saints because, all of the players were injured. I mean, he didn't have the first 2 weeks of the season. We were praising Kubiak as a god. Then everybody started getting hurt. Next thing you know, we suck. So I don't blame Kubiak. In fact, I think Kubiak's going to thrive in Seattle. Seattle's going to make some. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle gets to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they are. I would not be surprised. They got Sam Darnold running the show now. Plus, Kubiak's got a lot of his people from the 49ers and the Saints. But yeah, funny enough, every time the Saints get rid of somebody, now they're going to Seattle. Half of our free agents went to Seattle, and 4 of the assistant coaches from last year's Saints staff signed with Seattle. That can't be a coincidence. But the new Seattle head coach, he used to be with the Saints too, back in the day. I don't remember his name, but And then our head coach, our interim head coach, Darren Rizzi, he went with Sean Payton and the Broncos because, once again, we get rid of players, they go to the Broncos. But this year they're going to the Seahawks. So, actually, the Juwan Johnson, who we re-signed, was going to go to the Broncos, and the Saints gave him a 3-year, $50-something million contract being a backup. So, I this year he better get 1,000 yards receiving. I just hope that Carr doesn't get our damn players injured. That piece of shit. Week 1, I hope Carr breaks his leg. He's out for the season. And then we get a good enough backup. I think in year 2, Rattler will be good. Hayner might be okay too. I think the Saints need to sign a backup QB and either trade. They're not going to trade Rattler. I think they should trade Hayner and get some draft picks and go sign a. They'll probably draft. I'm gonna be pissed if the Saints use a draft pick on a quarterback, even if it's like a 7th-round draft pick. Don't fucking draft a quarterback. We don't need anymore. We got 4 of them on the roster. You know, hey, 4 shitty quarterbacks. I mean, well, 3.5. I don't count Taysom as a quarterback technically, even though he's a tight end. I don't count him as a quarterback, but he could be a quarterback. He should have been starting years ago. I think that's one of the reasons why Sean Payton actually left. Rumor is Sean Payton wanted Taysom to be the starter, and Loomis, the pain in the ass, said, no, we ain't gonna have that dude. No, I don't think so. Fuck that. And that was the end of that catastrophe bullshit. But we need to sign a low income quarterback. You know, I don't know if Jameis signed with anybody, but I don't think Jameis would come back to the Saints. I think the Giants wanted him. I'm hoping the Giants somehow convinced Carr to trade for him. You know, we'll trade Carr for a 6-pack and some Twinkies. I'm good with that. Maybe some hot dogs or best offer. You know, season ticket to the Cubs. Why the hell not? Right? I don't know. I'm like, shit. 2 more years of Derek Carr. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this shit. Good Lord. I can't honestly think this out. I miss Jameis. That's who the Saints want everybody to trade for, Walter Sanders. And I'm like, we don't need quarterbacks. We certainly I do not need Deion Sanders in New Orleans territory. I mean, there were rumors that Deion was going to be the Saints head coach. I'm like, no, let us stay his ass up in Colorado. I don't want none of those Sanders kids. We don't need them. Saints have the number 9 draft pick, so I don't think he'll be around at number 9 anyway. Some team at the top is going to take him. I mean, I know the Raiders aren't going to take him because they got Geno. Y'all might take him. The Titans might take him. I don't even know. The Titans got what, number 2 pick? Because the Jaguars aren't going to take him I think the Jaguars got number 1 pick maybe. I don't remember who got number 1 pick. It's either the Jaguars or the Bears. I can't remember. But the Jaguars got Lawrence, so they're not going to draft a quarterback. The Bears, they're not going to. I doubt they draft a quarterback because they got Williams. Oh, yeah, y'all are probably screwed then because y'all don't have a quarterback. Now well, Mariota signed with somebody the other day. I think he signed with I think Mariota signed with the Raiders or the Chiefs or somebody. Minshew signed with the Chiefs as a backup. So if anything happens to Mahomes, it's Uncle Rico time. That dude's never gonna retire. He's gonna live in infamy for years to come. The man that ruins franchises. I bet the Giants are kicking himself in the ass. They decided to keep Danny Dimes, and they got screwed. And they let a running back go with 2,000 yards and won him a Super Bowl. Now, as a Giants fan, I call for everybody to be fired. Grumpy Stack's favorite team. I didn't even put my banner up. Not that it matters, but let it run. But yeah, I don't know who. I don't think that anybody in the top 10 needs a QB really. I don't even know who the Titans quarterback is right now. Did LSU make the NCAA tournament? No. You mean the men's team or the women's team? The women's team did. The men's team did not. Men's team sucked ass completely. They went like 14-19 or something. But LSU men. Oh no, LSU men had a 3-15. No, they only went like 14-19. LSU was invited to the NIT with a losing record. They turned it down. They said no. But yeah, no, LSU did not have the men's team did not have a good season this year. They started off like 10-2 or 11-2. They finished 3-15 in SEC play, almost dead last. The only team that was lower than was South Carolina. But then again, LSU doesn't spend NIL money on basketball. The worst thing that guy, I think his name's Scott Woodward, the LSU athletic director, he got rid of Will Wade. Will Wade was 1 year. One more year, he would have been allowed to pay players. But the good news is Will Wade stayed in state with McNeese. And he's led McNeese to the NCAA tournament last year, and he led him to the tournament this year. They got to play Clemson. Of course, I can't watch the damn McNeese State game because it's going to be on True TV, and I don't have the cable. So, I got to work anyway tomorrow, so I'm going to be missing the games, but I'll be watching them Friday. I think some games started today. I think some of them started tonight, actually, maybe. Usually the, what do they call it? Clemson is tough. Two of the top teams that the CBS said would make a run. And they put Clemson and McNeese into playing each other. Yeah, the Final Four, whatever they call games, the first four. They might actually be on right now. I don't know. I got the Three Stooges on, so I don't even know. But usually they play those games in Dayton, and they're two 16 seed teams. The only Louisiana school to make the NCAA tournament was McNeese. I already filled out my bracket. I picked Houston to win. I got Auburn to the Final Four, and I put Houston on top of Auburn because I can't stand Auburn. But I don't like Alabama either. But and Auburn's the number one seed in the tournament. So David Carlisle, if he comes in, he will. I'm sure he knows about that. If he doesn't, I'll have to tell him. But I picked Houston to beat somebody. I picked a lot of. I picked like 3 or 4 12 seeds to make the Sweet 16. Because trust me, Purdue ain't going nowhere. Purdue every year. Purdue's a number 4 seed, and they're playing a 13 seed who has never been in a tournament before. I can't even remember their name. Purdue every year is in the top 5 seed, and they always lose. Yeah, I don't like to pick an SEC team because we played them all. Florida might. Florida's a top 3 seed, I think. I'm only picking Houston just because I'm like, I'm going. Houston's not an underdog. They are number 1 seed, but last year my bracket was 67% correct. I only failed because I didn't pick a lot of upsets last year. This year I did. But Purdue always loses in the first round. They usually lose. They suck. They lose. I never pick them. They always will lose. I mean, I'll be surprised if they win. They're playing some team that's never been around that won their tournament. I don't even know their name. It's the first year they ever made the tournament. There's 3 or 4 teams in the NCAA tournament this year that's never been in a tournament. And I picked all 4 of them to win in the first round. Why? Why not? Especially when they're up against Purdue. Wouldn't it be funny if a number 16 seed knocks off Auburn? That'd be the greatest accomplishment of all time. Also, whoever plays Alabama, I want them to win. Doesn't matter who. I don't care who, really. It could be anybody. I don't have the bracket in front of me, but I did pick Alabama to lose in the first round because I don't like them either. Go Tigers all the way. But LSU ladies got a number 3 seed in the tournament, which I think for a 27-3 season, I think they went 27-3. LSU only lost 3 games, and they're number 3 seed. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. They play I don't know. They play a 14 seed. So, Kim Mulkey will lead us to at least the sweet. She always gets us to the Elite 8. So I ain't worried about it. LSU women always make a run. They lost in the SEC tournament because Flage was out. LSU was missing their top 3 scorers. So that's why they lost in the tournament. But but LSU could have, they got this new tournament. It's called the College Basketball Crown. And Tulane's actually going in that team. They're 18-14. They're actually playing this, but they got this. It's by CBS Sports. It's called College Basketball Crown. And they got 16 teams, and 10 of them have a losing record. And they're actually going to play all the way to like April 9th or something like that. This tournament's supposed to go past the actual NCAA tournament championship or some shit like that. The transfer portal starts on March 27th. So you're going to have these teams. You're going to have these teams playing postseason basketball, and all of a sudden they might go, see ya, and just leave. So it's going to be crazy how that's going to work out. They're playing postseason basketball, and half of that team disappears. That college basketball crown, I think it's for men's. I don't think it's for women's. But it's something, I didn't even know what it was because they had an announcement. It's something to do with CBS Sports. It's their college. I think the CBI disappeared because usually they got the NCAA tournament, the NIT, the CBI, which is College Basketball Insider, the CIT, which is College Invitational Tournament. That's 4 of them. And those other 3, they could just pick. Last year, they were picking teams with like 4 wins. 4 wins, 5 wins. The NCAA and NIT, you have to have a winning record unless you win the conference tournament with a losing record. But the CIT wanted LSU with 14 wins, and they said no. They wanted South Carolina with 10 wins, and they said no also. Because some of these teams, Indiana turned down a postseason bid, and I don't know why. They had a winning record, but their coach is retiring, so he's out the door. I guess he just said, nah, screw it. Some of these teams, they want to get a head start on recruiting. So that's why they're starting to turn down postseason play. But at least Tulane's playing. Tulane's playing Tulane's playing against Southern Cal, the men's team. Last time we played anything, and last time we played Southern Cal in anything, we kicked their ass in football. But the women's side, they got Northwestern State. That's a Louisiana team. They're playing in the women's NIT. And La Tech, the Lady Bulldogs, they're playing in one of the postseason tournaments. I think they're in the WNIT also. I'm pretty sure the LSU ladies are the only ones in the women's NCAA. They usually are. Not many Louisiana schools will get in the basketball tournament, but So I'm keeping track with that. But it's basically baseball season. LSU baseball, they were number 1. They dropped to number 2 again. They keep going 1-2, 1-2. I mean, they're like 21-2 or something like that. Either 21-2 or 22-2. But LSU baseball doesn't really lose. I mean, they're always in Omaha. They're always kicking ass. Remember them? I met them. Randy Livingston, yeah, he coaches down here. I've met him years ago when he played. He hurt his. He got hurt at LSU. Yeah, he coaches for. I don't know unless he went somewhere else. He was coaching for some high school team down here. But I met him years ago. I met him in a grocery store. Oh, no. think it was Winn-Dixie or something. I'm Oh, shit. Randy Livingston played in the 90s. I'm going to have to think back on that. Muhammad Rahul Redeem, whatever the hell he calls himself now. No, that was after the Shaq years. It was Shaq, Mahood Abdul Rahif, and then the other one. Shit. Randy Livingston played in like 95. I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. Those were the years where the last years of Dale Brown, when the team wasn't really that good. After Shaq left LSU, Dale Brown had like 3 or 4 teams that were, they only won 12 games, and then he retired. Then LSU went down a little while. But you could look it up on Google. I mean, Basketball Reference under the college, because Randy Livingston got hurt. He blew out his knee and he blew out his hamstring. So he didn't really play that much after his freshman year. He played a couple of games here and there, but he blew out his ACL, I think, because he missed 2 or 3 years. So he didn't really play a whole lot. But I don't really remember most of his. I don't think he played with Chris Jackson that much. No, Chris Jackson was he played with Shaq. But if Shaq would have played a couple of years later, no doubt my mind LSU would have won a championship then. LSU's never won a men's basketball championship. They've been in the Final Four 4 times, but they've never got past the Final Four. So one of these years maybe, but I don't know. We got an athletic director who pissed off our basketball coach, and whiny ass he fired Will Wade is beyond me. I have no idea. But he doesn't give any money to the basketball team. He gives it all to the football team. And of course the baseball team, because they're always in the championship. So although he told Matt McMahon, that's the LSU men's coach, he told him he's going to start spending money on the basketball team. But hey, see it when I believe it. I mean, because how are you going to spend money on the basketball team when you're putting in 70% of your money to the baseball team, the other 30%, 40%, whatever it is? It's probably more 50-50, but a lot of money goes to the football team and a lot of money goes to the baseball team, because LSU football is always good and LSU baseball is always good. So basketball is kind of eh. Of course, we don't have a hockey team, but But they do it like that, so but. Let's see. Ronnie Henderson. That might be it. I don't really. Those years after Shaq, there was about 3 or 4 years after Shaq. Shaq left in 90. What year? What year was he drafted by Orlando? 92, I think. Shaq didn't play his senior year. He only played 3 years with LSU. After Shaq left, like the next year they went to the tournament. I think the next year after that. But after about 94, 95, until Dale Brown left in 98, like the last 4 years of Dale Brown, he only won like 12 games. Like he went 12-15, 12-17. I think he went 13-19 one year, and then 12-15 again. So he didn't do that much after Shaq left. And those were the years where Randy Livingston was playing, but he got hurt. And I don't think he played more than 20 games with LSU. I might be wrong, but all you got to do is look up. You go to Basketball Reference on the college. You look up Livingston on stats. I want to say he played in about 94, 95. That's about the right time. 94, 95, 95, 96. Somewhere around there. It might give or take a few years. Look that up. I can't do it on my phone because if I do it, I'll get kicked out of stream. But I don't even remember I don't remember anybody from that time on LSU because they wasn't really good. Like I said, after Shaq left and Muhammad Mahu, whatever his name is, Chris Jackson, and the other guy left, they all left at pretty much the same time. Shaq was gonna stay, but then his agent said, "Well, shit, you're gonna be the number one draft pick. Why the hell would you stay?" And that's when Orlando drafted him number one. Because I think if Shaq would have stayed one more year, but I think they were worried that Shaq would have got hurt. If Shaq would have played one more year with LSU, I think they would have won a title. I honestly think that team, because they won 25. They won 25 games. The first year, I think they only won like 18. The second year, I think they won like 22, 23. The third year, I think they were up to about 25 wins. I think they were like 25 and 4, 25 and 5, something like that, 24 and 6, give or take. So they were in the 20-win territory. And I remember they beat BYU. They went, funny enough, the Shaq teams only went to the Sweet 16. Because I think each year Shaq played, they got beat in the Sweet 16. I don't think they ever advanced past the Sweet 16. And most of Dale Brown's teams went to the final. They went to the Elite Eight. 1981, his team was an 11 seed and went to the Elite Eight. That was the lowest that this team at 11 has actually been that high. I think in 1987 they were an 11 seed also and went to the Final Four. Because LSU's been to the Final Four 3 times. I want to say 3 times. John Brady led them to the Final Four back in the day when we had Stromile Swift. I want to say that was 2003. That was probably the best LSU team we had. They had Stromile Swift. They had, I'm trying to remember the other guys. A bunch of them went to the NBA, like in the top 10 picks. There's like 3 or 4 of them were like top 10 picks in 2004, I think. They didn't do shit in the NBA, but I don't have the rosters in front of me. But I know that team went like 28 and that team went to the Final Four, and they went like 28 and 5 or some shit like that. And they almost made the championship. They lost. I remember that was the year we beat Duke. I want to say we beat Duke in the Sweet 16, and then we beat Southern Cal or no wait. I know we beat Duke. And then after we beat Duke, we beat somebody else. We beat Duke by like 3 points, I want to say. And then we played another team. It might have been Indiana. It might have been, I want to say it was Southern Cal. I could be wrong. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but we beat 2 or 3 top number 1 seeds. Like 3 out of the 4 number 1 overall seeds we beat that year to get to the Final Four. And then I think we lost to the 4th one. And in that game, we lost. Was that the UCLA game? I can't remember if we beat UCLA or not. I think after Duke, we played UCLA, and we either beat them or we lost to them. And that was the team with Bibby. That team was loaded. That Mike Bibby was on that team, and because LSU lost by like 20 points that game. But I don't remember if it's UCLA. I know we beat Duke. We might have beat UCLA, but I can't remember. And then there was another team. Ronald Dupree. Yeah, I think he was on that team too. I think so. Yeah, Ronald Dupree I do know of. I really can't remember who was on our team. But 2000, I want to say that happened in 2003. Like I said, I don't have it in front of me. But if you go to Basketball Reference, and you type in LSU Tigers, it'll pull up their records. You pull a John Brady era, and there you go. It's up there, and it's up there somewhere. See, on my laptop, I could do that, but since my plug ain't working, I can't do that. But that was probably, I think it was 2003. Might have been 2000. I really want to say 2003. Yeah, I could do it, but I can't do it on my stream because I'm on my phone. If my laptop plug was working, I could fix that. But because every once in a while I do look at it, but and then LSU, about 3 or 4 years later, fired John Brady. John Brady's still at LSU. He does the color commentary on LSU radio network. Chris Blair, the voice of the Tigers, of course, he calls the games. John Brady does the color commentating on the basketball side. And then baseball, until Chris Blair comes out of basketball, he calls the baseball games with a few of them. Chris Blair took over for Jim Hawthorne back in the day. Jim Hawthorne was the voice of LSU for 30 plus years. He called every game. The Bluegrass Miracle game, that was a game. I do not believe it. Jim Hawthorne's got a lot of legendary calls. He retired. Oh shit! It's been about. It's been a couple of years since he retired. I want to say it's been almost 10 years, probably, because Chris Blair has been the voice of the Tigers for about that long, 7, 8 years, maybe 10 years. I think he took over. Yeah, he came from. Chris Blair came from. I think he was doing games at West Virginia or something. I know he was in Division III for a while. I want to say he came from West Virginia. I don't have all this stuff memorized, but Chris Blair's got a good voice. They do all the game. Well, for the baseball games, you go on LSU baseball YouTube, and they'll show the games for baseball. Well, they show the dugout. They show the dugout and they show the announcers calling the game. But certain arenas they go to, they'll have a mirror in the background. You could actually watch the game. And LSU, it's not monetized, so they don't. Then there's no moderators in it either, so people go up in there and they swear and whatnot. But but yeah, the last 2 or 3 years, LSU basketball ain't done shit. Mac McMahon came from Wichita State, so he brought all of Wichita State players to LSU, and they didn't do shit the last 2 years. They went in the shitter. So, and it's not his fault. He was set up to fail, because when Will Wade got fired, we had a really good team. All 5 of the starters transferred, like the same week that LSU got fired. LSU fired Wade. All 5 starters gone. They all transferred. So LSU really didn't have a team. So basically, he had to get out there, and he basically recruited the players from his old team. And Wichita State was a good team. He left the team with like 20 wins, 22 wins. And they even made the tournament this year, I think. But he recruited like 4 or 5 players from his old team and brought them to LSU, and basically it was the Wichita State Tigers. And the year before, they only won like 10 games or 11 games. This year, they won 14. So they won more games. But they started off like 11-2 or something like that. And they got the SEC play, went 3-15. And there were a lot of games that they could have won, honestly, that they should have won. LSU should have won a lot more than 14. They probably could have won 20. But SEC got 14 teams in the NCAA tournament. That's the most ever. And the other 2 teams, LSU and South Carolina, they won it in it also. So Oh hell! So I mean, there was a chance that all SEC teams could have been in postseason play. I mean, SEC took Oklahoma. Oklahoma lost so many games this year, and the NCAA tournament put Oklahoma as an 8 seed or a non-seed, and they lost. They were barely 500, and they gave them like an 8 or a non-seed. That shows how powerful the SEC is. I want to say they were a non-seed. They're playing an 8 seed, but Oklahoma lost something like 10 out of the last 12 games, barely finished over 500, and got a high seed like that. So, of course, they played all SEC teams, and most of the SEC teams are like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 5, number 10. I mean, you're playing top talent. But I don't know how the men's team is going to do next year because they're going to have to recruit somebody. I don't know who. They're just going to have to. They're going to have to sign somebody. They're going to have to start spending money. Open up the checkbooks. I mean, 1 year. The very next year is when the NCAA passed the pay for play. If it 1 more year, because Will Wade was paying his players. They all pay their players. Just Will Wade got caught in FBI sting. He never got caught guilty. The NCAA kept freaking penalizing his ass. One time we made the tournament, the NCAA said, nope, you're not going. I'm like, what the hell? They screwed us. And the AD got pissed and just fired him over that shit, which is stupid because he's paying Brian Kelly a shitload of money to not do anything for the football team. Yeah, 10 wins is good, but you're not winning the championship. But hell, you know. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we have a Joe Besser short. Interesting. That's from 1958. All right. Interesting as can be. I wonder if there is a basketball game on right now. They might have, well, usually they play those on True TV. Let's see. Antenna. No, they got FBI International, FBI Most Wanted. So they don't have any. Oh, that's the Pelicans from last night. They suck ass too. All right. There's a lot of crap on. Okay, I don't know why the hell they got that on. Let's see. Got that twice. I keep forgetting WWE's on NXT on CW now. I don't even watch WWE anymore. I've stopped watching that years ago. It was just ain't really that good anymore. I mean, it's better than what it was under Vince McMahon, but eh. Oh, they added another channel. Okay, well, let's see. There we go. All right. So. Oh, they played that short the other day. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to look that up myself. The LSU thing. I know some of it by memory, but I have some of it written down too. I used to write down the NCAA tournament every year. I have it in a binder. I have it from like 2000 and 92 or something, 97, 96. I have all the LSU, I have all the brackets written down. I used to do that for years, and I stopped doing it after a while. I did that with all the Super Bowl stuff too. I have binders and binders and shit like that, just written stuff down. Hmm. Well, let's see. All the people disappeared tonight. I guess I don't know. Man, they're around somewhere. It's a Tuesday night. They're all doing something somewhere somehow. But everyone's checking out. Yeah. Oh, I'm waiting until they do the summary for that. Shit, they got over 80,000 of them. Honestly, you think they're going to actually have anything that they don't know already? Probably not. I was watching it on Newsmax, and it was saying that. It was saying, I don't think they're going to have anything worth relevance. But, yeah, 80,000 pages, yeah. Well, it's not only the JFK files. It's the RFK files, the MLK files, and they're supposed to release the Epstein files, too, pretty soon. Well, it was supposed to already, but yeah, a lot of that crap they were saying on Newsmax is like stuff that they were going to blur out that today wouldn't even matter. But back then, national security. But the CIA and all of them, they were going through everything, and so they were supposed to release them around noon, and they kept pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. But you know why it was released today? Because the astronauts came back today. That's why it was released today. That way, everybody's going to be on the astronauts, and no one's going to be looking at the files. So, but I don't even know if it's on the website yet. I was looking at the website earlier. It should be by now, but you know how long it's going to take to look at 80,000 pages? People are going to be like, why in the hell was this shit classified? They actually said one of the pages, they talked about one of the pages. Oh, they talked about one of the pages a little while ago, and they said it was a guy who worked for the CIA who went to the barber, but down the street from the barber shop was a communist thing, blah, 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 and that was redacted because he said the name Oswald. So, seriously, does anybody in their right mind think that Oswald is the one that shot him? I don't. It could have happened that way, but I don't think it did. And there's no grass, there might be a grassy knoll on a man, but honestly, we all know who handled that shit. He's not alive anymore. But his son is. We all know who took out JFK. He just passed away a few years ago. So, I mean, if you look at the damn thing, I mean, honestly, yeah, if you look at the goddamn thing, like the Secret Service guy is pointing right at his head. I mean, come on. People will tell me, no, that ain't true. I'm like, really? You're not looking at it. How do you shoot somebody from behind? And how do you shoot somebody from behind and your head goes forward? Like, how do you shoot somebody from the front and your head goes forward? So I don't understand that logic. Like, the shots came from the front, but your head goes forward. So, you know, I don't get that logic. That is like making new physics and laws. I mean, hell, no. But yeah, I know who you're talking about, Bush. Yeah, maybe I should have did maybe I should have did one on that. But then nobody would have came for that. I would have been like, breaking news, this just in, you know. Yeah, well, you know, he pissed off the mob. He pissed off a lot of people. So, you know, I mean, you think about this. Now, Lee Harvey Oswald, you know, for a better part, was in New Orleans. You know, he was from New Orleans. But they were saying 3 or 4 days before this happened, he was in the FBI offices trying to tell them that someone was going to assassinate the president, and they wouldn't listen. They were just like, nah, that ain't not going to happen. Also, it's Kennedy's fault because the FBI told him to put a roof on the car, and he said, nope, I'm not doing that shit. Leave me alone. He fired Secret Service agents because of that. He's like, nope, I want people to see me. I'm not going to be, you know, not to say that if he would have had a roof on, they still would have got him. Or, you know, we don't know that. But still, it's his own goddamn fault for not putting a freaking roof on his car. You know, imagine if Trump did that today. Good Lord. They're just waiting for these people. It's crazy. But that's all right. I don't know how long I'm going to go for. I really only planned an hour or two. But I didn't think many people would show up today anyway. I could have did a stream. I could have titled the stream, I found something in the files. Nobody would have probably came in. But, you know. Oh, yeah. That was set up that way. It wasn't supposed. Yeah, they detoured his route. It wasn't supposed to go on that street. It wasn't supposed to go near Daily Plaza. It was supposed to go. It was supposed to go 1 or 2 streets over. You know, they yeah. Of course, I wasn't alive in '63. You wasn't alive, so I don't know. But yeah, it's a little crazy. Hmm. uh, I've been falling asleep around 9:30 anyway. Sometimes I did that the other night. I um I got home from work about 4:30, 4:45. I took a shower. I fell asleep. I was out till about 2:30 in the morning. I wasn't even aware that Cajun streamed. I was like, oh shit, he streamed. I had no idea he was on. I was out to the world. Turned my phone, turned the ringer off. Totally out. Shit, they wanted me to go to work today. I said, nah, I ain't doing that shit. Nah. I said, y'all gonna pay me overtime? They said, no. I said, well, if I come in, I'm gonna get overtime. You know that, right? They said, no, we'll just cut your hours here. I said, nah, I'm not doing that shit. Give me my day off. I said, I worked 6 days in a row. I'm not working another 2 or 3 days in a row. I said, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not coming in for 4 hours. So screw that shit. Ain't worth my time. $12, $24 for two cab rides? Nah. For 4 hours? Nah, I ain't doing that shit. No. I said, nah, you can just put, you can watch the goddamn door. I don't care. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. Aaron, you should do the conspiracy theory tonight. You should do it live at work. You should be looking through the files tonight. Look what I found. Step 1. Can you only imagine how many people are getting banned on YouTube today for showing that shit? They better be on Rumble. If people are showing that shit on YouTube, I guarantee you they'll be censored. I guarantee you, YouTube, the bots are listening. They will be censoring people tonight. You know? If Scotty was still doing his Intrepid Radio, he could have been doing a live. He would have been doing one on, I'm sure. Oh. You see what I do is when I come in your stream, I turn the volume. I used to turn the volume all the way up to hear you. Now I don't. I turn the volume all the way down so I don't have to hear the noise. But in most cases, I can read your lips, so I just comment. But hell, you did a stream last week at like 3 in the morning. I was knocked out sleeping. I'm like, shit, I get the notification. I said, I'm out sleeping. Because last week I had to close a lot. This week I had to open a lot. So when you're going in at like 8 in the morning, you got to get sleep early. Now, of course, I don't never stay past 8:30 at night. Yeah, last night I was sleeping. Last night is the night. Yeah, I missed Cajun stream last night. Yeah, last night I got off at 4:30. I got home by 4:45. I took a shower and I was out till about 2 in the morning because I was burnt out. I'm constantly pushing shit with my feet. I mean, I'm constantly pushing. Sometimes I'll pull, but I get tired. I'm at an age where it's like I shouldn't be doing this manual shit. I'm too old for this shit. You know, when you work with the people I work with that don't want to do shit, you know, I gotta do my job on top of theirs, and then they get the credit for it. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, they don't do shit. They're sitting there on a damn chair. Oh. I just did 6 days in a row, and they wanted me to come in tonight. So if I would have came in tonight and worked tomorrow, it would have been 8 days in a row. I said, no, I'm not doing that shit. One of my coworkers, his wife is, she's gonna pass away. She's got Alzheimer's and dementia. She's in her 60s. She won't eat anything. She won't drink anything. Her kidneys and her livers are failing. So it's only a matter of time. She might have passed away today for all I know. But that's why they wanted me to come in because he had to leave. I said, nah, I'm not. No. I said if it was down the street, if I could walk there, sure. But I'm not spending $20-something to work 4-hour shift. I would lose money that way. One of the only things about my job is when people give me shit, I can ask them, hey, can I have it? I got a 24-karat gold set of Baccarat cards the other day. I got this cool transistor radio. I got an old Coca-Cola bottle I got to do a video on. I'm actually going to drink this shit. So if I die, you'll know why. I mean, the Coca-Cola is only 16 years old, but it's in a bottle. I'm going to do what Mr. Beast does. Have a nice day. I'm going to start, I might start ordering that old food on eBay Hey, no matter what I do on YouTube, nobody would watch the shit. I could be like, I'm gonna eat this shit and drop dead. I wouldn't get any views. So I just eventually I'm gonna start another channel. I'm still gonna keep this one, but you know, hell. But you know, yeah. I used to live right across the way from the hospital. Um, Hospital's about 4 miles away, but well, they ain't killed Mr. Beast. So my uncle had all the LSU Coca-Cola bottles. Um, they're still up there. My aunt never threw them away, so they're still there. The Coca-Cola bottles from the 90s when LSU baseball won the championship. 91, 93, 96, 97, 2000, 2009. So my uncle's got those bottles on his shelf. Well, he had them. Well, he passed away last year, but my aunt still got them. She didn't throw them away. She threw some stuff away that was on that shelf, just odds and ends. But she kept the bottles because I told her I want to get the bottles. And they're never been opened and they're full of Coke. Never been opened. Now, they're not a six-pack. It's only one of each. But the oldest one is from 1991. It's a collector's item, so I don't want to open it. But hey, if I had somebody pay me some money, sure, I'd open it. But I could get some food off of eBay from the 70s. Shit. I mean, Mr. Beast does it, which goes by he goes by his YouTube channel is Skippy62Able, but it's Mr. Beast, honestly. And then what's his name? Dude, the Steve MRE 1989. He's actually been putting out videos again lately. In the last couple of months, he didn't do that many videos. Now in the last month or two, he's been putting out some videos here and there. He put out one a couple of weeks ago. I haven't checked it lately, but he's been starting to put out more and more videos. There's a few MRE channels I used to watch, but he's the one I really kind of stick with. And there's another channel. Trying to remember the name. This guy looks like he's gay, but I don't think he is. He just kind of looks like it. I don't remember. He does that cookbook channel. He does food history. I'm trying to remember his name, his channel name, but he's got a big following too. He's only been around 5 or 6 years, I think. He's got a massive following. He's got something like 8 million subscribers. And I watch his stuff because he'll cook a meal from an old recipe from the 1800s, 1900s, 1700s, whatever it is. He'll do that, and then he'll give you the backstory on it. And usually like a 20-minute video, whatever is 15 minutes. He'll do the backstory. He'll tell you about how it was made, what it was made, this and that stuff, and then he'll do the recipe of it as close as he can get it, and then he'll taste it, and and he's got cookbooks, and I wish I could remember the name of the channel, but I can't. And then they got the other channel that I sometimes watch. Oh shit, it's off the top of my tongue. Townsend's and Son. I think it's just the Townsends. But it's this guy. He does basically the same thing, except he dresses up in colonial. His is all about the 1770s, 1800s, colonial, and stuff like that. So they got a lot of historical food stuff. But he was doing coins too for a while. But mostly he does historical stuff. So there's a lot of channels, but Yeah, wouldn't you like that, huh? Pass away on YouTube. You know, if that happened, they would delete the channel, right? Fitting into a fitting life. You see the headline now. Man dies in hospital. Stupid idiot eats old food. What did you expect? And then people go to watch the YouTube channel. Oh, sorry, YouTube took it down. You know, they'll do that. They do that when they got those mass hysteria things, which they should, in my opinion. But something like that, I don't know. I had read somewhere, actually, yesterday, the day before, there was this YouTuber, and she was really famous. I don't even know her name. I couldn't tell you. But apparently, she was famous, and she got murdered by one of her fans in 2016 or something. She went somewhere meet and greet, and she got murdered. And so they did a lot of these people, they'll say whatever happened to, and it was a YouTuber doing a review channel, and this is her name, blah blah blah, and it was on the True Crime Network because she's got an Instagram and this and that. So people still go on her YouTube from years ago and watch her stuff. And they say, oh, rest in peace, blah, blah. And, there's a couple of YouTubers that are like that. There's one YouTuber that went batshit crazy. You know, the funny part about that is they do come in my neighborhood a lot. They were about a month ago. No, 2 months ago, I was trying to go to work. And they were looking for somebody. And they blocked the people out there filming. And they were in the neighborhood for 5 hours. And I was trying to get to work. They called me in. And I went around the back way because the back way is where the highway is. So I went the back way. And they were digging in the bushes and stuff. And I had my phone out. And I went to record them. And I didn't. And I should have recorded it. But people went on Instagram. Yeah, one of my neighbors actually has a YouTube channel. He put it on his channel and got a lot of views. So, but I don't want historical landmarks to be seen. I want these crazy people to know the neighborhood. But my hey, Quick Wrench, what's going on? I don't know where Cajun is. He's probably somewhere. He might be sleeping for all I know. But I missed his stream yesterday, the day before. I was passed out sleeping. But where was I going with that thought? Yeah, the Popo. Oh shit! The other day I was at work, and the police almost arrested my coworker, and I filmed that son of a bitch. I didn't put it on YouTube because he asked me not to, but I filmed that. The Popo was on his ass, and then the other day when we had those storms, Saturday, they had an F2 tornado. I was working outside, 60-mile-an-hour winds. I was like, oh shit, the flagpole's moving. The flagpole. I'm filming the flagpole, and I didn't put that. I should have put that on YouTube too, but I had my phone messed up. Filming the flagpole, and the flagpole almost bent in half. I was like, oh shit. They had that bad weather. It was Saturday, and it was like almost an all-day affair. It started raining after I got home, after about 4:30, but from like I got to work at like 8 o'clock, and it was just like they were calling for hail, and luckily we didn't get hit with a tornado. About 40 miles from us got 2 or 3 tornadoes, but they were calling for 110-mile-an-hour winds, tornado, 2 inches of hail. And I'm like, good Lord. But we were busy as hell. Of course, in Louisiana, the worse the weather is, the more people are going to be out. That's, we're fucked up. That's just us. So I'm like, good Lord, parking lot's full. Everybody's buying shit. And I'm like, why in the ass are you going to buy shit? You got a hurricane coming. People, go away. We don't sell any liquor. So I'm like, I really don't sell any food. So I'm like, what the hell? But But yeah, I could have recorded a few years ago when the police stopped us. I could have recorded that. There's sometimes I could have recorded stuff, but you know. Yeah, but you got like 1,200 views, 2,700. Yeah, that's good enough for you. I mean, that's good enough views. 2,700. Them other YouTubers are getting like 2.7 million. You know, in the long run. Yeah, you're going to get some views here or there. But I mean, honestly, something like that, you should be getting a lot more views. That's the YouTube algorithm keeping people down. They keeping the man down because they don't want the po to get ahead. Or they don't want you to get ahead of the po. That's how it is. I don't know. But they had about 50 cops in my neighborhood. They were looking for somebody. Oh no, 1,200 views, 2,700 views. I'd shit my pants for that. I mean, shit. I only got 2 videos that are past 1,200. I only got one video that's 2,000. That's almost at 4,000. You know, most of mine hit lately about 450 views, the shorts, and that's it. No, I know what you meant. Scott Keller in the bill, looking for you. Well, you found me, damn it, I'm here. What the hell do you want? They ain't looking for me. No, I walked right up to them. They're never looking for me. No, they were looking for somebody else. They were looking for a crazy coon ass. No, I don't know. They know where to find me. Shit, I know most of the cops out here, so you know, I talk to them all the time. My neighbor down the street's a cop. Everywhere I move, I got a cop neighbor. So I mean, my neighbor right down the street, I turn the corner, he's a cop. So I've known him for years. I just didn't know he lived out here until he used to live. He was actually my neighbor at my old house. And then he moved about 2 or 3 years ago, and I was like, I wonder what happened to him. And then I moved in this neighborhood, and there he is. He's right down the street. I'm like, oh, you moved over here. He said, oh, it's cheaper. I'm like, oh, okay. But so I know him. I know some cops. I know the Louisiana State police chief. I've met him a few times. So I haven't get in any trouble. I know some names to drop. But, I've only deleted a few of my live streams. Well, you know what you could do is you can. I would say, well, no, once you delete them, you delete them. But I would say that you could download them again and do them like that. But well, you could take the ones off of private and put them back. They'll count again. They don't count when they're on private. They don't count. At least that's what I've always been told. But I have a couple of videos in my watch my playlist. I mean, my watch later list. That people have put as unlisted. And because I favored that video, I can still go, because unlisted doesn't, if it's unlisted, it won't count for sure. But you can always, like, if you know a certain video is going to get something, you could always start just like before you download, before you post it, you know, do it that way. Oh. But you don't have to unload. You don't have to undo all of them. Yeah, I don't have any private videos because what the hell am I going to put in private? I don't believe in that shit. I tell people, I say it the way it is. If I piss people off, so be it. I don't give a shit. You know, I don't tell people what to do on their channel, and hopefully they never tell me what to do on mine. One person tried that with me, and I told him, "Go, yeah, we ain't seen them. We ain't seen that person again." Oh, the other person keeps showing up on Cajun Stream every now and then, jumping on the panel. And I'm like, that's why when she's on the panel, you won't see me on the panel when she's there, because I ain't gonna. That's old wounds for me. Because somebody's pissed at me. It's funny how somebody got pissed at me because I told them don't say something on my stream, and they did it anyway. And then when I told them something, they told me to go F off, and then started talking shit about me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight, right? I told you don't do something on my stream, and you did it anyway, but you're pissed at me. That's like if I go to Xanron's stream and Xanron says don't say banana, and I say banana, and I keep saying banana, and he says don't say banana, and I say F you, I'm gonna say bananas. Wouldn't he have a right to ban me or kick me off? I didn't even ban this person. And I'm just like, stop saying that one word. And they just wouldn't do it. So I'm just like, all right. And then they called me an idiot and a fool and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, really? I'm like, you want to start shit on my fucking channel, bitch? Okay. I'm like, I don't understand it. So, so this person banned me, but I can still see him because they go in Cajun Stream. But I don't bring up shit in Cajun Stream because I respect his stream. So I already told him I'm not going to start shit with this person in their stream. Now, if they call me out on a stream, we're going to go at it. I said all hats are off on that. All bets are off on that one. If she ever says anything about me on her panel, all bets are off. But I won't start shit. I'll finish it, but I won't start it. But this person was pissed because she used to donate money to my channel. So she was like, well, if I donate money, I can do and say whatever I want. Okay, to a point. But she was purposely saying stuff on my channel to get me demonetized, even though I wasn't monetized in the first place. Like, in other words, she was saying stuff that if I ever got monetized, YouTube would pick it up and say, nope, can't monetize that video. So she was basically doing this on purpose. I don't have any proof of this, but, so anyway, when a certain person jumps on Cajun's panel, you won't see me on the panel. But it's shit like that people just want to start with me and various people on YouTube because they do that shit. So, it's insane. And, I will bring this up sometimes in references. But, see, me, I don't squash beefs. If I'm pissed with someone, I'm pissed with them to the day I die. Fuck them. I ain't making up with these people. There's no, I'm pissed off at my brother. I ain't spoke to him in 8 years. Why am I going to make up with him? He don't give a shit about me. Fuck him. I'm better off in my life without this person dragging my ass down. I'm just like that. My other brother's pissed at me too. Fuck him too. You think I care? No. Shit. That's not true. That it is just a piece of fucking paper. Let me tell you, all the people that don't have a high school diploma that are multimillionaires. Okay? Like, number one, the lead singer Matchbox 20 never graduated high school. He's a millionaire. Let's see. For the year, I have no idea. I think I have like 1,400, 1,500. I almost had 4,000 3 times. Then again, I haven't done a live stream in about a month. Basically, because I got burnt out. I may not do one for another month. Who knows? If I don't get the people in here, what's the point? But yeah, but I can't sing. So, but I have all kinds of talents. So I'm good. I can make money hand over fist. Oh, my lifetime hours or something like think I'm over 30,000 watch time hours, something like that. The last time I checked, 29, 30,000. Oh, when I first started YouTube, I was growing fast. I hit 1,000 followers in less than 6 months. But why are you harping on the job thing again? I'm not even talking about that bullshit. I'm not even fucking talking about that. I can care less about that shit, actually. But yeah, if you got like, see, if you turned your videos back, you know, another thing too, you know, those, if I remember right, if you turn back, if you turn those videos from private back on, I think the watch hours count again. I could be wrong, but I think they do. But then again, YouTube's changed shit so many times in the past. You know, the Khan guy, whatever the hell his name is, the one that runs YouTube, Nick Khan, I think his name is, or Bob Khan, or I don't know, Nick somebody. I might be right. But what bill? What bill are they passing now? I don't know. Which bill? I mean, the Senate's a little bit tricky. The House, no problem. The Senate, that's the tricky part. But hey, you know, we got the government shutdown averted because Schumer decided to actually have common sense. And his fellow Democrats decided, we're going to get him out the party. Some of these Democrats are coming around and saying, you know what? I think I'm going to stop fucking up for once, and I'm going to start actually, I'm going to start doing things right. But there are so many bills out there right now. The Senate did pass Kennedy's law, which, thank you, Jesus, that drill baby drill. Well, that wouldn't even matter for me where I work at because it's nonprofit. So nonprofit wouldn't even count anyway. Nonprofit is exempt from all that shit. So they don't have to even worry about that. Yeah, because the House is controlled by the Republicans. The Senate is like is a majority. Minority. I think the Senate only has 1 or 2 votes or something like that. So that's why it gets screwed up. But Schumer's, I'll tell you what happened. Schumer was walking down the street. He slipped on a banana peel. He fell on his head and he says, "Holy shit, my whole life has been shitty. What have I been doing?" He woke up and he said, "You know what? I'm actually going to do good for once in my life. I'm going to actually go with common sense and vote yes." And then his fellow party said, "What in the blue ass of hell?" Yeah, but the Republicans only have the Senate by like a couple of votes. They have the House by 15, 20 votes. But there are a couple of Republicans that actually, there are 10 Republicans out there in the House, and there are a few in the Senate that side with the Democrats, and I think there's 2 or 3 Democrats that side with the. So it's not a done deal. Oh, Schumer's in New York? Oh, well, that's why New York's a fucked up state. Hey, you know something's wrong when Pelosi is calling for his head. He actually had a book tour he was going on. He postponed the book tour with all the negative, the Democrats are trying to impeach him because they're like, "Oh, he's not one of us now. He's not one of us. He won't make the world suck." You know, you got to blame the man. The man had, there were 10 Democrats that actually passed the bill with the Republicans, and none of those 10 people got pissed on. But, because Schumer's the top guy, or one of the top guys, they're going to shit on him. So it is what it is. You know, but that's how the Democrats are. They would have let the House, they would have let the government shut down just to prove a point because they don't give a shit about this country. And that is the really sad part. They can care less about this country. It could go to hell in a handbasket, and they're perfectly fine. But you know the best part of news today? The best part about all this news today is Buck Fodden used an auto pen. All his goddamn pardons don't count. So, yeah, I've done that in the past where it's like that wouldn't bring any people in. My channel is doomed because once you get to a certain point, the algorithm just puts you in that certain point. I used to have 50, 60 people in my chat every night. So, and then it got fucked up. So once you know, the only people that are going to come back if I do a stream later are the people that are in the chat now. YouTube doesn't push my channel. It doesn't have people in my channel. It doesn't promote my channel. You never see ads on it. So the only way I could do that is if I started another channel with other people on it, or the people and just do it that way. But after I end this sucker, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I knew I was going live tonight. I was just waiting until Tiger Jet stopped streaming on Twitch. Because Tuesday night's Tiger Jet's night. So, you know. And then Stoney was talking shit because he's a Vikings fan. Talking shit about my team again. I'm disappointed in him. I'm like, damn it. He's like, the Vikings signed a bunch of good players. I said, your team sucks ass. Do not tell me your team's starting to sign players. I said, who in the ass did your team sign that I'm supposed to hear of? And you know, he couldn't give me he couldn't give me one name. So well, you stay up to 3 in the morning and you'll be tired too. So I feel like napping, so I nap. That's all. Hell, Cajun's probably sleeping right now. Ain't nobody say that. No. It wouldn't matter. I could title a live stream, everyone gets a blowjob. It still wouldn't bring the people in. So I'll be awake at 6 a.m. Hold on one sec. All right. I gotta drink some water. All right. I was coughing up a storm there for a minute. But I used to work overnights. I liked working overnights. It was fun. I sat in the cooler all night. Didn't have to do much, you know, stocking and whatnot, and it was good times. Nobody bothered you because they were sleeping, you know. But let's see. Smoke another one. I don't smoke anyway. I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, yes, Aaron gets paid not to work. He breaks the vending machine. Or he did. I don't know. The vending machine was the Vikings. He said, fuck the Vikings. Bye bye vending machine. You know? So that's a little bit of about that. So well, you gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills. So I'm sorry I'm not up to everybody's par, but it is what it is. I do what I do and that's it. But you know. The hell did I drop the damn thing at? Funny enough, I got into an argument about that with somebody last week. This guy wanted to start shit with me, and he insulted me with that. He's like, "You no good motherfucker." He goes, "You working at a job making $8 an hour?" And I said, "Hey asshole, guess what? I don't make $8 an hour, you prick." And he told me something else. I said, "Look what you drive, a piece of shit car. So don't sit here and tell me that I'm making this, and this." I said, "If you were making a lot of money, why the hell you driving a goddamn Edsel or a fucking Pinto, whatever the hell that damn thing is, fucking piece of shit vehicle." So, well, they don't pay that in the South. So, but my ass ain't moving to the North either, because why the hell would I move to the North? So, I'm sorry, I'm staying below the Mason-Dixon line. Be a pimp. I talk to this girl sometimes. This woman, actually, and on Instagram, she's been in my YouTube chat before, Miss Panda. And I told her at one time, I said, "You know what? My job profession should be a pimp." And she goes, "Pimps are gross." And I went, "Yes, dear." But you know, they don't pay that in my South. I don't know, but yeah, hell, I haven't seen Miss Panda in a while. She's hiding on me. Well, hey, Rob Schneider is Rob Schneider follows me on Twitter, by the way. Never met him, but Trump guy. So hey, there's hope. But I don't have the body to be a male gigolo, number one. If I did, I would have already had a woman by now. I'd probably be married. I don't want that shit because I'd like to keep my things. And I'm not going to have some woman take my shit for nothing and run away. So, yeah. So I like to keep my shit, but, I wonder if Rob Schneider's in the new Happy Gilmore movie. He probably is. You can do it. You can do it all night long. That's Rob Schneider's thing. He has in all the Adam Sandler movies. You can do it. But he's always in the background screaming something. So I'm sure he probably is in this Happy Gilmore 2 movie. I know that they just released a trailer. I watched that. So I don't know when the movie comes out exactly, but it's I think it's a Netflix movie because Adam Sandler's got a lifetime contract with Netflix. That's why all his shit's on Netflix. Yeah, they can take my soul, and my soul's promised to myself. I mean, I already sold my common sense, and I already sold all of that shit, so I don't even have any of that anymore. Damn it, Zenron, quit your job and become a prostitute already. I mean, we all can't be married to hot ladies with that, that are in their 30s, 40s, and still be hot. We all can't be, so. I'm gonna be a Hugh Hefner. All I gotta do is wear red pajamas and smoke a pipe and pay these ladies millions of dollars to be in my magazine. Or I could be the Larry Flint before he was paralyzed, of course, and smut away. Or I could probably be more classy of him, like Bob Guccione in the Penthouse region, and go that way. But of course, Hugh Hefner in the end, you pretty much, shit. I mean, you want to think of how weird this is, right? What person buys a plot next to somebody who's famous, buys the plot, bought it 30 years in the past. He probably bought that plot 30, 40 years prior before he passed away. Who knows? Could have been more comments, whatever. Buys a plot because, he was infatuated with Marilyn Monroe. He actually posted, that's how Playboy got famous. He posted her photos without her permission in the magazine and made a shitload of money. So he spent a shitload of money to the plot next to Marilyn Monroe. So Marilyn Monroe's grave is just gang raped by horny dudes. The guy on the person that's on top of her crypt is buried upside down, naked. Supposedly, this is what we hear. Okay. Then you got Hugh Hefner on one side that was open. Then you got a guy on the other side that's faced sideways. And then there's a guy on the bottom in a natural position, but that's up. So she's getting, in life, she got gang banged, and then in death, she's getting gang banged by horny guys. So that's just, I don't need a shitty car. I don't want a car, period. So, no. I ain't taking any shitty cars. No. Money tree I'll take. But, yeah. Yeah, you can move down here. Everything's cheaper, but you ain't getting no $30, $40 an hour unless you're a mechanic or some shit. My friend actually moved out of state to get a job at Nissan. I think it's Nissan, the car plant in Kentucky. I'm pretty sure it's Nissan. Or it might be the other one. And he makes $38 an hour overnight. But he couldn't find that down here. So he already had family in Kentucky. But he works overnight from 9 p.m. to 7 in the morning. He gets 6 vacation weeks a year. he gets bonuses and stuff, and you know, you know. Oh, I've had offers to go offshore. My grandpa used to work offshore. He made a pretty good living. I mean, when he retired, he was basically a millionaire. He wasn't quite a millionaire, but he was right there. He made a lot of money. He worked for Shell offshore in the Gulf of Mexico, now the Gulf of America. He did that for 40 years. He got out of the war. That was his only job. He got out of the war in 45. He started working for Shell, and then he retired in 1985 because he hit back then they had a mandatory age of 60. So he hit but he was going to retire anyway. He hit the mandatory age. He was the foreman. He was like one of the top, like the top guy on the oil rig, whatever they call it, the foreman. So he was making a lot of money, and he worked 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. So he would, but he didn't work near Louisiana though. He worked more. The oil rigs were near Alabama, Florida, out that way, because he would drive to. I think my dad said he would drive to Mobile and then take a helicopter out. And he would do that. But he lived on the oil rigs. I think it was him and like, I don't know, 10, 15 people, whatever it was. Of course, when it was bad weather, they'd fly him back. But he was making, I couldn't tell you how much he was making a week. My grandpa never really told us. Well, it was like 200, 300 miles offshore. This wasn't like right near it, whatever, but I never knew what my grandpa made. He never really talked about anything. He never talked about the war. He never talked about his job. I mean, I just noticed from my dad. But I do know this one point. My grandpa retired in 1985. He got his 401k, and he got 3 checks over $150,000 each. And the first check, the government took like 60% right off the top. The other 2 checks they didn't really touch. But, and that was in 1985, so that was a shitload of money. No, I'm telling you, Shell had a maximum age limit. They had a retirement limit. Because my grandpa wasn't going to retire. He was going to work another couple of years and build up his pension. But his position, they had an age limit. He had to retire. So they changed, and this was 1985. I'm sure now it's different. But my grandpa got a pension each month, and I don't know exactly how much it was. I know it was a lot because he had enough money to redo his house several times. So he lived comfortably for the last 30 years of his life. So, and then when he passed away, my dad got some money, but I didn't get anything. But my dad got some pretty good stuff. What was left? Because Katrina took the house and most of my grandpa's possessions, but he still had his stocks and bonds. He took that with him. The safe got destroyed though, but he took his safes. He took his stocks and bonds and whatnot, and so my dad got some money from that. But I mean, hell, other than that, I mean, now they probably drive you in a boat. See, my grandpa didn't work at the close oil wells. He worked at the far ones. because they got them all over the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America. But because he was one of the top guys, he had to go to the. I think he went to all of them. I'm not quite sure. I have to ask my dad. My dad knows. I have to ask him. I was only 5 when my grandpa retired, so I really don't know much about it. So, but back in the day, he got a lot of. He was making some good money, you know, because he was able to buy his house, and so I don't know what the hell it was. I know he got a pension. I know he had some money, so. Well, that's living in the north. Everything's expensive, so. Well, it's probably changed by now. They probably pay you a shitload more money, and they probably don't have to fly you in and out. Because those oil rigs are like hundreds of miles offshore. And they got hundreds of them. Nope. I don't never been to the north, and I don't want to live there. I'm perfectly fine in the south. I'll go to the north when Canada becomes a 51st state. When we annex Canada, I'm good. Then I'll go get the maple syrup. Um, Other than that, no. I don't like traveling. I'm not a traveling person. Besides, why did he ask what I want to go? Why would I want to go up there? Everything costs too much. Yeah, the cost of living is pretty. Yeah, you make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, but I'm going by what Zanron's saying. Zanron's saying, look at what Zanron's saying. He lives in Detroit, and he's busting his ass and barely making it. So, you know, see, I'm not the one that's saying it. See, I'm not even the one that's saying that, and I'm getting jumped on. I don't know what the hell it is. Define what it is. You know, there's like 15 states or something, whatever it is. I don't know. Shit, my brother lives in Ohio and he's paying out the ass and everything. So, see, Zanron's always broke. He's got a job that pays him $4 million a second. So what does that tell you? I don't know, but I'm getting ready to end the stream because it's 10 o'clock. I need to go to sleep. I'm tired. I'm gonna see if Cajun's awake. I'll call him. I guess I don't know. I think Zanron should go live so we can continue. But because I already went 2 hours. I lost a wallet a long time ago. That disappeared. I'm like, where the hell is that damn wallet? I could be sitting up. I'll be doing that tomorrow, sitting up in the chair. Why not? I don't know. Anyway, I'm ending the stream. I'm tired. Y'all can talk among yourselves if you feel like it. I'm going to sleep.